Game over.
Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck is fucking? How are you two fucking fuck? Game over, man. Game over.
Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's birds. There's forums. Come on. We'll bless them all until we get verschnicken. Join me.
Well, Sparkle Farts, all things being equal, you are technically correct.
Try to relax your anus.
I'm retarded?
Go fuck yourself.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to do a show. I hope you're ready for a show. Because we have a show. How long do we have a show for? I don't know. That's going to be extremely interesting to see because I've got it right here in front of me. My phone might go off at any point in time to let me know they're done working on my car and they need me to pay them and I need to do things to get my car back. And I don't know, do we keep the show going for the uncomfortably long pause? Do I just leave an empty chair sitting here for the chat to, because that could get dangerous. I can't leave the chat on the screen because who knows what these animals will put in there. I could get in trouble for something I didn't even say. I don't want to do that. Also, is that better? That's worse. Which way fixes this so you don't see? There we go. It just doesn't really work as well. All right, gotta put it up there. Just replay DSP stream. Why would I do that? Be better off with logging it off at that point. We'll see. I'm told the car will be done in an hour. But, you know, how often are those things accurate? I mean, I personally, I don't know. I don't think it'll be, but it'd be nice if it was, and if the whole thing could be handled quickly. But more than likely, I'm going to have to pay them money. I don't know if will they take a check, because it'll be a lot easier to just write a check. I'm so old now. I write checks. I have a pen. I have a book. Will you take a piece of paper that says it's like money? But we'll see. Anyways, so yeah, so that can't be right because that just jumped from there to there. I love when I have three different things keeping track of the viewers because I have 3 different platforms, and so when we look at this number over here, and then it's like, oh, this is really low, and then over there it's like, no, it's way higher. I don't know. How many people are watching? Who knows? We know how to keep Steel Toe afloat. Just do racist chat all day. Yeah, dude, that's for Steel Toe. This is not Steel Toe. I'm wearing a Steel Toe shirt because I'm lazy and I didn't change. But this is not Steel Toe. We don't get kept afloat by racist chat. What is it? I'm a bigot, right? That's what it is. I'm a bigot. Not a little it, a bigot. At least they remembered the size. All right, so we have a bunch of stuff to get into. Let's open
Last
up.
time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Oh, no message with that. A lot of times they give you a message like, hey, by the way, you're fat, you know, and you're not wrong. All right, so let's say thank you, Was Phil Simol, 16 months subscribing to this amazing program. Hello. All right, there we go. And we have a $40 goal after everything came through with yesterday. The whole, you know, so that all squared away. So we're $10 into today after all of that, and whatever that little thing kicked in there, that's like what, like, I don't know, like $2, $2.50? I don't know. We're getting there. We're getting there. So we'll put that all together in due time. Let's what was I doing? I was loading stories. That's what I was doing. Let's drop the audio here quick. Let's pull up these stories. We've got one. The BBC did a story about Ohio, and it's unfortunately not a film. It's a text one, so we're gonna do that mostly because it entertains me. And then as we'd advertised, we didn't want to advertise or tease anything other than our first hour stories in case we didn't have more than that in terms of time. But we've got a thrift store apparently selling human remains, unbeknownst to them. We got a lady talking out about getting banned in powerlifting. She's very unhappy of why she got banned in powerlifting. We'll talk about that. And then we've got 2 different videos of some. Oh, is that 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I meant those to be one thing, not 2. Oh well. So we got 2 videos of a cruise ship that named the Saga Spirit. Oh wait, sorry, Saga Spirit of Discovery. Saga Spirit of Discovery. 100 people or so were injured. It experienced some rough waters. Had to return to port. So we'll catch up on that at the end. Mr. Q saying good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Mr. Q. Again, just a quick reminder. I have no idea on what I literally don't know what to do about it. We'll see how in depth it is and what's going on. But hopefully the car should be repaired and hopefully fixed in an hour. And hopefully we'll just get a phone call. We'll be like, hey, we did the thing with the stuff. Bing, bang, boom. Bob's your cousin. This much money. We'll drop your car back off. And if that's the situation and there's people upstairs to get the keys, then we're good. Otherwise, if I have to do it, then we got to step away. Oh, shit, I got to put that back up. I'm sorry, Toastmaster. You missed your shart. Do I have that on the board? Do we have a shart in the house? I'm looking for a shart. You know what? That's about as good as... Well, we'll call that the same thing. A to B. Out your B. All right, anyways, no worries, says Toastmaster. I feel bad. Channel points mean nothing, but if you contribute them in good faith, then by God, you deserve. If you've put up with the show long enough to earn them, yeah, exactly. You get the right to tell me to fuck off. I mean, that's what we're here for. Unwinding and telling me to go fuck myself. There's one. Put that one up there for a high price on the channel points. The go F yourself. All right. Thank you, Saint Caesar. Let's go ahead and get into this. Paying for car repairs sucks, says Toastmaster. Paying for car repairs does suck. Fall in the grave. Boo. What do you mean, boo? What do you mean? What are you booing? It's too early to boo. But yes, paying for car repairs does suck. I just don't want to leave the stream for like 10, 15 minutes to do everything. If I can just mute it and deal with all of it over the phone, and they drop the car and the keys off, and there's someone upstairs to get the keys. If all 3 of those things happen, We don't have to do jack shit. We can stay right here and do the whole goddamn show. I mean, will it be awkward that I'll be talking and you won't see anything? Yeah, sure. You can call me up. Whatever. But yeah, if I don't have to do all that, if I have to step away for serious amounts of time, it's going to be a little more difficult. But we'll see what we can do. Like I said, no idea of knowing. Boobs. Following the Grape. You had no idea that I had this clip, and I saw it just before the show began. You had no idea. You had absolutely no idea that this clip from 6 years ago was something I had never seen. Or that I had just seen it before we started this show. But I did. And then you said that. So now we're going to watch it because it was an extra thing. None whatsoever. He says, right. None whatsoever. Oh, shit. I got to unmute it.
And they said, look, you can't have this opinion. It's
Where's
too conservative. We're not going to allow it. I think that's a bad move.
Where's the
I'm
First
a
Amendment?
absolutist. I believe in only two things completely, the First Amendment and boobs. And so once they made the decision that they were not going to allow a conservative, non-sports-related commentary, they couldn't do it either.
Hold on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show. Did you say, what did you just say? You believe in the First Amendment and BWOBS?
Boobs. Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country's history, the First Amendment and boobs. So
I love this. Oh. My door lock just stopped working. 500 to fix. Fat Conan, that doesn't make me feel better. What broke on the car says let's fill some holes. I went to a car wash and the rear passenger side tail light blinker brake light thing just stopped. Is she doing OnlyFans now? I have no idea, Saint Caesar. I saw someone did a clip of this and they did a weird mashup and I was like, all right. And that led me to the rabbit hole of what was the original clip. And that's how we landed on this. This was just an extra thing for overtime to F around with. But then Fallen came in here with no idea, just going, boobs. And it was just, again, let's let him say it.
I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show. Did you say, what did you just say? You believe in the First Amendment and BWOBS?
boobs. Two things that have only never let me down in this entire country's history, the First Amendment and boobs. So those are the only two things I believe in absolutely in the country. And so I don't think Jemele Hill should be fired, but I do think straight up that once you make the decision that you are going to let Kurt Schilling go, that you have to also make the decision that you're going to let Jemele Hill go. I think that's a bad decision. I think ESPN has made bad.
Well, they haven't figured out what's broken yet.
Fuck off.
Boobs, the other white meat. I mean, depending on who you're dating. Boobs, the amazing treat. They're floppy fun. They're oh so neat. They're boobs. All right, anyways. So, again, that was a completely weird divert that none of us were expecting. And I got that first of many, I'm sure, phone calls that I'm going to get from the dealership reminding me, hey, by the way, turn this off. Let's turn that off for now. I don't want them. No, don't turn on, turn off. There we go. Now leave it that way. Stay turned off. All right. Hey, Johnny, good to see you're not dead again. Thank you, Taste Fairy. 2 days in a row of still alive. I'm on a hot streak. It's amazing. Thank you for being part of it. We have again, a bunch of stories to get into and stuff. We might as well start the show because I have somewhere around 45 minutes of figuring out what's wrong. I'd love them to be like, hey, it was just like a burnt out bulb and we changed the bulb. But I told them what was wrong with the car. Now I guess they're doing an electrical diagnostic. That sounds like it's going to be cheap. I don't want to pay a lot of money to fix my car. All right. Speaking of which, if we could hit our $40 goal today, that would certainly make me feel a lot better about being able to make the rest of my ends meet. Let's talk about this issue in Ohio. Ohio voted recently. Had 2 issues on their ballot, or at least of the issues they had on their ballot. Number 2 was the state voted to legalize recreational cannabis. Congratulations, Ohio. Good for you. Let's fill some holes. You don't need a car anyway. You know what? You might be right, but damn it if I don't like the novelty. And it has been helpful. Bishop Boobs. And Fat Conan saying that we only get boob talk today. I mean, I would love to do a show built solely around boob talk. God knows it's my favorite topic, but I feel like it might not be productive. Plus, I didn't prep a show to talk about boobs. I like having prep. It gives me something to lean on. And believe it or not, I like having things to lean on. Ha! Where's the button? Where is it? I moved them all now. There it is.
Boo this man!
Alrighty, so let's get into this thing about Ohio quick. So they agreed to legalize marijuana. They voted to legalize marijuana, which is great. Voters supporting the new law known as Issue 2 defied the will of the state's Republican-controlled legislature. Once again, we have to do this. It's weird. It's Republicans, if you could just stop being such old curmudgeons about the weed thing, life would be better. This state would be better. Minnesota would be better if you weren't a bunch of assholes with the weed thing. Now, the only reason... Oh, wow. Voters in Ohio approved 2 progressive measures on Tuesday, voting to protect abortion and to legalize cannabis. Do we really want to make those 2 sound like they're related? Why do we have to make it like, hey, look, either we kill the babies and we don't get the weed, or we kill the babies and you get the weed, or if you don't have the weed, you can't kill the babies. Just to maybe put those 2 on separate sides of the fence. Just saying. Republicans equal anti-progress. No, I think Republicans just have some very backwards views with regards to social change. And weed leads to crack. You want a crack problem? Crack is bad. Boobs are good. I love that we're apparently sticking heavily on the boobs today. So far, no one has given an inch of cleavage on the boobs. It's great that Minnesota legalized it, but you still can't buy it legally anywhere. Makes a lot of sense. Well, that's the other reason I wanted to read about this bill. Ohio voters have approved a measure to legalize adult recreational marijuana use. It will take effect in 30 days. So in a state with a legislature that disagrees with the legalization of cannabis, you managed to legalize it and you're going to have it up and running in 30 days. We gave it 6 months, and we're still like, I don't know how weed works. I guess it's legal. Carry it in front of a cop and see what happens. Like, I mean, seriously, Minnesota, fuck you. You guys haven't gotten this shit figured out by now. They're saying, you know what? We've got this in 30 days. 30 days will turn this whole thing around. Meanwhile, they'll just drive to Michigan and bring it with them, right? Michigan, where the only thing keeping you from killing yourself is the weed. Was that an accident or not? You tell me. Anyways, so moving on. Ohio voters, again, this measure was first introduced in 2022, but was stalled by Republican lawmakers, triggering a lawsuit to get legislation on the ballot. On Tuesday, Ohio became the 24th state in the U.S. to legalize non-medical cannabis use. Marijuana is no longer a controversial issue, said Tom Herron, a spokesman for the Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol. That is a long sentence. And I don't know how, seeing how the government's gone, I don't know how I feel about that. Should they be regulating it? Should they maybe just stay away from it and just say, how about only adults? That's the only thing I can make sure the kids aren't using it unless it's absolutely medically necessary. But, yeah, I don't know about regulations. Hold on, no. So the new law will allow adults over 21 to purchase and possess up to 2.5 ounces or 70 grams of legal cannabis and grow up to 6 marijuana plants at home. People were saying we were going too heavy-handed. They upscaled it. They upscaled it even more. Toastmaster saying recreational was available day one because medical was available for years. Existing places just got extra customers. Yeah, tell that to Minnesota. It's not how it's going to work here. Turns out in Minnesota, look, you can have your weed. You can have your weed, but we can only sell it if it's in a super woke way. So the people we'll let through the gate right away are the people on the reservations because they get to skirt a whole bunch of federal laws anyhow. So they get to just come barreling through the door. Then after that, we got to ask, are you a person of color or a disenfranchised minority? Because then I don't know if I want to let you set up a marijuana shop. Plus, if we let you set up a shop, we can't let you grow it now, too. That's kind of a little too much in one field. We got to have a separation of grower and seller. There are so many convoluted, stupid rules in the Minnesota setup. Leave it to a bunch of dumbass Democrats to land a win with the marijuana thing, but then F up the football this close to the goal line on just not being able to set up a simple, how about people have the right to sell it, and it's just a thing. Sorry about your state's policy. Yeah. It's kind of shitty. The rest of the Indians would get on board. We would be good. Let the natives have it. What? Bud Bitches saying 2025 till dispensary. No, it's 2025 until you're going to see a lot of dispensaries. I mean, you should start seeing dispensaries popping up kind of around the summer next year. You'll see a few here and there, the early risers. But yeah, you're talking a year from now, you're going to start seeing Minnesota dispensaries everywhere. Because again, they have to set up a whole system because they won't allow people who have been selling to grow. They won't allow people who've been growing to sell. So they need literal brokers to be like, all right, look, I got a guy over here who's growing quality bud. And they can be like, I got a shop over here who's looking to buy. So they literally have to find... You guys couldn't F this up more if you tried. It's almost like I said to someone the other day, it's almost like it was easier when it was illegal. Government trying to regulate everything so people think they do something. Well, not as it only trying to regulate. It's a completely bullshit system. You can't grow it yourself. A lot of shops grow in-house, so they know what they're selling is quality and good. And we can't do that. And a lot of places that grow resort to selling themselves. Why pay a middleman? You can't do that in the Minnesota setup. We got to have a separation. That is really stupid. I'm just saying. Wow, Minnesota. I love being from the tarred state of the North. All right. So yeah, that's the marijuana measure passed in Ohio. They'll have it up and running in 30 days. They'll have, just the right for medicinal stores to just flat out sell it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can still go to a medicinal store and pick it up in Minnesota. I have that right. You guys don't? I don't think that's fair. I don't think I should be the only one allowed to go into that store and buy their, we'll call it remarkably mid weed. I think we should all be allowed to do that. And reasonable vapes, we'll say that. Reasonable vapes, but the weed, Again, growing in-house, just a better way to be. Anyways, we've got that story done. Let's move on. Again, we're going to go till 3 o'clock at least. We're the car getting looked at now, hopefully, and based on what happens with that and how that rolls out, we'll see how we do. So is this a video? Nope, not a video. F you. Of a story found in a skull found in a ahoy mateys. Hey, Master Meatball, good to see you. I'll just repeat myself again. The medical you get is just mid. That sucks. It's not that it's mid. Here's what it is. Chevy JB. I misspoke by saying mid. I'm being a little harsh on it. It's not that it's mid. It's that it's mass produced and just like vacuum sealed, and so it can't over cured, and so it's not that it's mid, it's just that it could be a lot better if things were done, and it smokes harsher and faster because it's super dry, and regulatory board won't be up and running till 2025, says Bud Bridges. What? Again, Minnesota. Who says our governor is capable or our government is inept? I mean, come on. We put this thing, we passed it. It's going to take a year and a half to figure out how to do it. We've been allowing people to do it left, right, and sideways. There's tons of areas where it could be as simple as just we open up the shops and we let people... Nope. Got to get that social quote in there. Remember, this is the state of George Floyd. We got to make sure that if the weed does anything, it takes care of the black people first. Because as Minnesota white Democrats, we'll tell you if weed is anything, it's a black people thing. Doesn't that sound racist? No, I'm understanding of their culture. Because I'm a Minnesota Democrat, and I think they're a bunch of ignorant animals, and that's the way it is. It's weird that they're not seen as racist. When you think about their arguments in a much more just, like, simple, like, dumbed-down level, they should be seen a lot more as the racist. Anyways, but enough about that. Weed and fentanyl. I have a thing about fentanyl. We got a story about that. Anyways, let's finish this discovery thing about the skull. You know what? Do we really care? A skull found in a thrift store. Can't speak today. A skull found in a thrift store was found out to be real, apparently. I guess I don't know. I thought that was going to be a bigger thing, and as I read it, I kind of like, well, do we really care? How about we get into something else more, you know what, a serious topic for a serious show. The theft of a golden toilet. A golden shitter. It happened in, what, 2016? And now, was that in Wisconsin? The weed and fentanyl thing? No, I think that's in Georgia. That is in Georgia. I believe it's hour 3 we have that story in Georgia. Oh, the skull. Well, let me check, my dear friend. I bailed on it because I felt like it just kind of was DOA. Ha! The skull story was dead on arrival. Now there's a funny one. We booped everybody in the audience. Alrighty. Nope. Thrift store in Florida. Thrift store in Florida. They only found the skull. Thank God. I was worried for a second. Woohoo! They didn't find the whole body. Thank Jesus. But on the 3rd day. All right. Anyway. Let's get over to this one. Peter Stefan. Why don't you tell me about this? Again, 4 men charged over golden toilet theft.
Well, 4 men have been charged over the theft of a golden toilet worth 9.1 million Australian dollars. The 18-carat fully functioning loo was taken from the UK's Blenheim Palace in 2019, 2 days after.
Why do you have a solid gold toilet
being put on display? The artwork.
Why would you put a solid gold toilet on display?
Titled America was installed in the palace, the birthplace.
Oh, shit. Golden toilet. Was it Trump's, says suspect blaming. No, it wasn't Trump's. Without bolting it down? I mean, apparently not. Was it an actual functioning toilet? Like a solid gold toilet. This is a piece of artwork that you can poop in. I'm sorry, but if you want to define white privilege is being so rich that you can literally have a $6 million piece of art to collect your excrement. I mean, oh my God. America, fuck yeah, says Dead Jester. Apparently, solid gold shitter. I gotta go back for that. That it's also creepy when I see the feet there.
Days after being put on display, the artwork titled America was installed in the palace, the birthplace of former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, as part of an art exhibition. The 4 men due to face court at the end of the month.
So it was a functional toilet. So again, was it like the art expo like, hey, and now sit on a solid gold toilet and take a dump? Like, did people literally line up to take a shit in the loo? Like, that is my question. Did somebody get a, well, how many times am I going to get to sit on a solid gold shit, am I right? Like, I mean, come on. What is the why was it functional? The water worked, okay? The thing with platinum toilet paper. I was gonna try to subtly grab my lighter, and it didn't work. I failed at that miserably. Alrighty. The toilet won't be gold after I'm done with it, right? Yeah, there you go. How long? Again, does the toilet depreciate in value as you keep pooping in it? Like, I gotta feel like... Well, you have to realize that's the luckiest shit in the world. How do you mean? Most shit just clings to a porcelain bowl. That shit is in 24 karat gold. You literally sit on the economic value of a small third world country and just take a dump. Like, I mean, wow. Might be hard to lift the seat. I mean, why would you bother? Why would you get up? Clearly, you're a person of means. You can afford to have someone lift it for you. John Crapper would be so proud. Right? That's what it comes down to. The solid gold shitter. Again, I don't get it. I don't get it. All right. Okay. Let's go kick that one to the curb. But yeah.
New NexGuard Plus helps you protect your dog from...
That one punched me in the face. Kirk Allen with some emotes in the chat. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Toastmaster saying the value varies with the commodity's market value, right? American standard can't compete with the gold standard. And Fat Conan reminding us, oh yeah, boobs. I feel like I have to clip her going, B-O-B-B-S? Boobs? And I love the eye, like, did you just say to a woman that your favorite thing is... She's fighting back the smile. I'll give her that. Part of her can't ignore the just childishness of it. And she fights back the smile like, did you just say boobs? Did you, on national TV, did you just say your favorite thing is the First Amendment? Your two favorite things, First Amendment and boobs. In that order. Oh, it's so good. I almost want to go watch it again. Just the shock on her face. Did you just say boobs to me? Did you just say to me, a lady with boobs? You just said your favorite thing, boobs. Okay. All right. Anyways, speaking of boobs, Toastmaster, boobs. Shunt me even harder, saying boobs are great though. Right? Boobs are awesome. Boobs are great, or as Zen Rhino says over on the YouTube, commodities or commodities. Or wait, commodities. Commodities. Oh, I thought he said commodities titties. Weird. The boobs and the... I'm sorry, Zen Rhino. I fucked that up. That's my bad. Be easy to clean. What's easy to clean? The gold toilet or the boobs? I mean, technically, most people are only interested in dirtying up the pillows, if you know what I mean. Oh. Boo. Hold on. Best I can S Texas. Illegals passing through. Do you know? Because I don't get it. All right. We'll have to figure that one out later, but thank you for that. The show is going to keep on going. Let's get to this next story. Again, we were talking about boobs, which makes it ironic for this next one, because in this next story, both of the women have boobs. Only one of the women has balls. Canadian April Hutchinson recently revealed on X, or as I like to say, Twitter, recently revealed on Twitter that the powerlifter says that she faces a 2-year ban for speaking out on the unfairness of biological males in competitions. Powerlifter April Hutchinson said Tuesday she faces a multi-year ban from the Canadian Powerlifting Union for speaking out about the organization's transgender inclusion policies. Hutchinson posted a notice seemingly from the Canadian Powerlifting Union addressing a complaint against her from August. The topic concerned Hutchinson's conduct on social media. A discipline panel appeared to recommend that Hutchinson have her membership in the union suspended for 2 years. The memo read that the panel's recommendation should be brought to the organization's insurance provider and law firm. Let's open image a new tab. I like doing stories with a visual component. So let's move this here, and let's go like that. So now the social media post, for those of you not in the know, this is Amanda Hutchinson. And now that's a very manly-looking chick, all right? That's the dude that blew away the records of her and other competitors by miles and miles and miles, who just also happens to suddenly start identifying as a woman. Oops. In bodybuilding and weightlifting, technically that's our thing. Like, letting the women do it was just to amuse them. And you gotta, oh God, how bad do you gotta be at that you gotta go down to the, even if you do think of yourself as a woman, no, I gotta beat the crap out of these other women. No. If you think of yourself as a woman, then why don't you view it as your opportunity to prove that a woman can hang with the men? And even then, we're still gonna be like, well, yeah, but by a technicality. All right. Anyhow, so Hutchinson posted the notice. Hutchinson reacted on X. I now face a 2-year ban from the CPU for speaking publicly about the unfairness of biological males being allowed to taunt female competitors and loot their winnings, Hutchinson wrote. Apparently, I have failed in my gender role duties as supporting actress in the horror show that is my hashtag sports right now. Naturally, the CPU deemed my written private complaint about the male bullying to be frivolous and vexatious. In a separate post, Hutchinson wrote that a 13-page letter was sent to the organization in October debunking all accusations. Obviously, someone had to pay the price for the International Powerlifting Federation, forcing CPU to be more female-friendly. Let this be a lesson to all female athletes to shut up and put up with hashtag sex discrimination. And you know what? That's where they have to take it, man. You guys, ladies, that's what you have to start doing. Now when some guy comes in there and says, no, I want to beat a bunch of you girls at your sport because trans rights are hashtag human rights, you need to jump in their face and say, stop the hashtag sexual discrimination. Stop the sexual discrimination. Just call it sexual discrimination. They'll sit there and go, no, we're being discriminated against. It'll be a victim off. It'll be hilarious. But it's, again, your best bet to win. That woman from CNN has some nerve being upset. She regularly hung out with Don Lemon for New Year's Eve shows where he got drunk and was grabbing onto dudes. I'll say this. She wasn't upset. She was shocked that a person came on to a CNN show with a female host and blatantly said to her on a primetime TV show, my two favorite things are the First Amendment and boobs. I mean, again, just calling them boobs. I mean, breasts, even that, it's just, there's no dignified way to be like, as a man, I count on two things, the First Amendment and female sex organs, in the upper vicinity. There's no, like, and mammaries, I like pool, hang with my friends, and boobs. It just doesn't work. Anyways, let's go to this story.
As someone living with type 2 diabetes?
You're not who I want to talk to. You're a guy in a part of a commercial. Drugs, their thing. There's a whole bunch of drugs. This company has one. They want to recommend one to you, and that's why they're going to use this black guy to do it. He's going to show you pictures of things like a wheelchair or a bed or a heart monitor. Remember, drugs. Drugs are what made this company great. Dude, I'm sorry, man. Can we button your shirt? That just...
Outrage after a biological male who identifies as a woman smashed a women's world powerlifting record in Canada. Anne Andres competed squat, deadlift, and bench lift for a total score of 1,317 pounds. That's lifting 460 pounds more than the second place winner, who was...
They almost beat the record by twice over.
Was born a woman. Now a female Canadian powerlifter says letting Andres compete is completely unfair.
Any woman, man, or federation that supports men lifting or competing with women is part of the problem, and they should be ashamed, and they are literally helping erase women's sports.
Yeah, that's what all of the women are saying. But what you're not hearing is everybody that's telling you to stop being a dumb cunt and shut up, because they're not in the sports, so they don't have anything actually invested, so they just want you to do what they want. Again, how many do we need? Just like the South Park episode with Macho Man. Dude, it literally is.
April Hutchinson joins us
Let's
now.
go
April,
back.
our heat is complete. Then the second place lift for a total.
Again, that dude was a man his whole life, took advantage of that, and then just said, "Oh, I'm a chick," and
score
beat the
of
shit out of him.
1,317 pounds. That's lifting 460 pounds more than the second place winner, who was born a woman. Now, a female Canadian powerlifter says letting Andres compete.
Saint Caesar saying, because we covered this. Big news, GTA 6 finally gets announced, and in other news, GTA 7 is trending because Bravo Twitter never changes.
Is part of the problem, and they should be ashamed, and they are literally helping erase women's sports.
Spy Pigeon saying...
April Hutchinson joins us now. April, I watched what you posted.
We'll get back to this in a second. Spy Pigeon saying, Johnny, how's it going, man? Just got off work. Yeah, we're laughing at equality. Because, to make women's sports equal, you should let men compete. And by the way, there's no proof that men have any sort of genetic advantage in any female sports at all, especially in one like, powerlifting. There's no advantage to being a man that naturally builds muscle, a body and a frame that naturally has and holds muscle, all those things. Testosterone being a key component in building excessive amounts of muscle. It's strange how a guy would have an advantage, but apparently they do. Weird. And so this lady spoke out about it. She's catching backlash, and we're laughing about it. Other than that, waiting to hear back from the dealership on my car as to whether or not it's fixed and how much that's going to kick me in the dick. We're $40 away from our goal today, so if you want to kick in some bit subs and stuff, we'd appreciate it. Otherwise, we have the Venmo, the PayPal, and the Streamlabs.
Posted on Instagram. I know you're a power lifter. How do you feel about all of this?
Well, I mean, I think I keep using the word disheartening over and over again. It's outrageous, it's...
All right, I got to say this just one more time. In all of the situations where we've had female athletes coming out against male athletes in their sport, this is the weirdest one because, one, this is the most blatant, no, as a dude, you've got an advantage. And two, all of the women in this sport still look like guys, all right? Because they still, they get at it in the gym, and they're just, they're roided out. I'm sorry. She-Hulk here looks very dude-esque. And even she's like, all right, enough with the cocks in my sport.
It's a big slap in the face to women that the Federation, after all...
A slap with what? A slap with what? Like a big old sausage slap? It's like they turned and they hit you with a wiener. Or a dick.
All of this time and all these letters, even legal letters, have not stepped up and protected women in sports.
April, you say in your Instagram post, bodies play sports, not identities. You said they're erasing women's voices, and we are the majority, not the minority. And you give an example. You gave one to our producers about your boyfriend. Tell us about that. You said your boyfriend can just walk in and say he's a woman and compete.
Yeah, as simple as that. So the Canadian Powerlifting Union, it's the only...
Wait. You have a... She has a boyfriend? What am I doing wrong with my life?
only powerlifting federation that has a trans inclusion policy. So there's no policy at all to protect women. Basically, like I said before, my boyfriend, who's a big 6'4" firefighter, could walk into a competition tomorrow, say he feels like a woman that day, go compete, crush records, and the next day go back to being a man. We saw this happen with Avi Silverberg a couple months ago. He went in, identified as a woman, and he took like records for bench records for in February. So I mean, it's been done, and men are going to keep doing it to make a mockery of the federation.
You know, and this is an unofficial world record.
Is this to make a mockery of the federation, or just because? Again, I mean, is it a mockery of the federation, or is it just dudes like to cheat? I mean, on the one hand, I get it, like, oh, I'm doing this as a message to make a point, but you are still being a piece of shit. Like, you are still the Judas in that situation.
That's 1,000.
Thank you for the gong sticker and 100 bits. Let's check the sticker party situation before we keep going. Halfway to a sticker party, they got to get paid more than the regular athletes because they are men. I mean, George Takei doesn't see a problem with this. Yeah, George Takei also isn't a girl or a power lifter. Like, I love people, I especially love the LGBTQ people who jump out and go, no, this is one of our special interest groups, so it's fine. Are you a female athlete of any kind? No. Are you an athlete of any kind? No. Then why does your opinion matter more than anyone else's? Like mine saying that it's not okay, or the female athletes in the sport saying it's not okay. So quite frankly, great for George Takei. He thinks it's fine. I think quite frankly, Saint Caesar, get ready to be heavy. George Takei.
Go fuck yourself.
317 for squats, benches, and deadlifts. Never been done before by a biological woman. So these biological men that are competing in women's sports are crushing women's records.
Yeah, and those records will never, ever be broken by a biological female.
Yeah. Ever. And that's why I'm wondering, are these guys doing it to break the records? Be like, hey, guess what? I'm going to hold on to that forever and ever. It'll never be beaten, because the lady that beats that is not in the planetary form of existence right now. That's a different human species. That's millennia from now.
Like that deadlift, for example, the 573 deadlift, that is something that top athletes who have been training for 10 years and more have not yet achieved. They've been busting their butt off trying to get that. And he literally just strolled in and did it, no problem.
How is Ann Andres being treated when y'all are at competitions? What happens?
Well, I mean, I guess where he lives in Manitoba or BC area, the Western area, there are some supporters, but at the same time, a lot of people, for example, at the competition.
I guess where Sunday, he lives with those woke fuckers.
The one woman on the side of the podium on Sunday had no idea that Ann was a man. Some people just kind of clap along. They don't know what's going on. Right. Some people don't even know what the word transgender means. Right. Like, it's a very, unless you say, that's why I call them a man, because if you start throwing around words, people get confused. So you kind of have to.
Yeah, but that's the problem. A lot of the news people are using that very, very same tactic against you and other ladies by pointing out, oh, well, this was a man competing with other women. That shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, but that's what we're saying. Yeah, no, but what we're saying is trans people should be allowed. Yeah, but that's what this person. No, that one was a man. Which is, again, it's too confusing. She has a point with the being confusing, but then, like he said, people that defend this stuff go, well, they said a man, so.
Call a spade a spade.
Well, I mean, April, here in America, we're like, you can do whatever you want. It's freedom. You don't have to agree with it. You might not understand it, but it's freedom in this country. But the problem is when you start to compete and it's taking away records and scholarships from women, it's the fairness issue there. But if you talk to some teachers in schools, little girls can say, hey, I'm going to be a turtle today, and the teacher just has to go along with it. How far does this go?
Oh, And it's ridiculous. Riley Gaines and I were talking about the new neo pronouns list the other day.
Let's just do a name drop.
As bugs and all this and that. And you know what? You can do whatever you want, but you can't make people do the same thing. Like, I'm not going to subject my brain cells to that. I live in reality. I'm not delusional.
Yep.
And
I mean, you are a female. You are a female bodybuilder. I'm not delusional. You're a female weightlifter. It's wild. They say there is so many trans people, yet don't even make up for 0.5 of 1% of the country. There are more midgets than trans people in the USA, and they are rare, like little leprechauns.
iPhone 15 Pro for your husband. To tell me.
Do we already have advertisements with Christmas themes? Really? In not even the second, or no, it is the second week of November. Thanksgiving hasn't even gotten its balls warm yet. Can you hold on a minute, please? God. There's a whole month to where I grew up when Christmas started in December. I grew up in a time when Christmas started in December. I was a teenager when the whole Black Friday thing became a big thing. Oh, and I had a nice rant going when the car dealership called. All right, so it's just the bulbs, 129.11, and we'll be good. We'll get another phone call to pay the lady. Black Friday equals racist. I mean, it is weird, right? We're not supposed to draw parallels, but so it's a day for getting deals. It's called Black Friday. Why? Because you find all of the best deals. There's just too many ways that you can take that, whether you want to go the slavery route or pay. I'm just saying, it fits too many. It's too good. It's not fair. It's not fair. Can we just go back to regular gay people? I mean, I would like to. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if they were just gay, having sex and keeping to themselves?
Caught on camera.
All right. So we have another. We believe it or not, because of a fear of having to answer the phone repeatedly, I lined up videos at the back end of the hour so that way we could have those playing in case they did that stuff and they called and whatnot. And what do you know? Now we get to which reminds me. We're sitting at. You know what? Let's check what the old Twitch is up to. If it is up to date, or if it is up to spec, it seems like it's a day behind lately. But we'll see how we're doing. If it is up to snuff, it'll be like a couple bucks, I think, because we only had. Yeah, it's now a day behind on that one. We're gonna have to go with that. So we're gonna say, we are like $2 or $3 in on our $40 goal. If we could, if we could do that. Let's. I only celebrate White Friday and Saturday, says Spy Pigeon. Well, White Friday is pretty much every Friday. Oh, and then Saturday. I feel like Saturday doesn't belong to any color. Everybody gets Saturday. That's for the whites, the reds, the blues, the purples, and the browns. You know, and even the greens. If we have to include the greens, so be it. All right, where are we at? Doot. We'll copy this quick. Control C. Riding Dirty Llama saying, Johnny, hey, Riding Dirty Llama, good to see you. Good to see you. We are $40 away from our show goal. Here we go. There. And boop. And boop, boop, boop. And good. Okay. Nope. I got to go back. What the hell did you just do? I don't want you to start playing that on me. Where are we at? There we go. Boom. Found it. Okay, so if you can help out the show, we would appreciate that. Paying that goal is how we keep that.
Party 100, Party 100.
Thank you, Was Fill Some Holes. I'm gonna say we're roughly like I'm guessing 3 to 4 in. So, oh boy, let's get over to this footage though. I know how we've talked about the DoorDash, the Uber Eats, all that stuff being a little difficult. You know, it's a little problematic. But I don't think this is a problem any of us saw having with our to-go order.
A family's food delivery stolen right off their front porch in Longwood.
And Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie is live tonight with this exclusive story. So, Hannah, safe to say they won't be getting their food back.
That's right, John, because it is long gone. The suspect involved here is a 300 to 400 pound black bear. The entire
Of course. I didn't want to say it, but of course it was a black bear. Get it? Because it's a joke.
incident was caught on the family's security system. That footage is now going viral. A food delivery that didn't quite make it to the customer. Surveillance footage Friday shows the driver make the drop outside this Longwood home. But minutes later, a black bear saunters up to the front porch and helps itself to Lady Gutierrez's dinner. Gutierrez's niece, Nicole Castro, couldn't believe her eyes when she saw the video.
He came
and
he grabbed the food, and then he came.
What did Fidel think? He came and then he grabbed the food and then what?
Again for the soda.
The hungry bear.
And then he came again for the soda. Why didn't you? Well, actually, you know what? I'll give it to you. You're probably better off not opening the door. But why do you sound like more offended that he came back for the soda? I mean, message removed by moderator. I'm sure that was perfectly good to get rid of. All righty then. Let's go ahead and keep going.
Bear making off with $45 worth of Taco Bell. Upon opening the door, Gutierrez and her daughter knew exactly what had happened.
El oso se llevó la comida.
Gutierrez says they're used to the bears. They're regulars in the neighborhood. This is video from a few days earlier.
Increíble. Es muy grande.
But a bear burglar, well, that's a first, she says. The family posting the videos to social media, surprised
Cheer 100
by the
Johnny.
reaction.
Was it a grape soda by chance?
Northern Finlander, thank you for the 100 bits. Two minutes away from a hype train. Another 100 bits or gifted sub from somebody else that hasn't done it. And bing, bang, boom. We kick through, like, I think, what is it? Level, like, 2 or 3 on that. And that's, or no, like, level 3 is, like, $40. Somewhere around there. Anyways, just so we know. Now they have to clean up shits. Right now this bear is going to have Taco Bell shits everywhere. And that's going to start off. Do we not? We had a... Ah, there we go.
Here comes a train, a busy little train, rushing up and down on the daisy line. Mummies and daddies, the grandpas and the grannies, everyone's aboard on the 809. Here comes a train, and here comes driver 10-2. Wah-hey! Here it comes, here it comes, here comes a train to stay. Here comes a train!
Cheer 100.
I gotta work on blowing those smoke rings, man. I've gotta figure it out. Thank you, Mikey. $2 for the 100 bits. 25% of the way through level 1 of the hype train. If we get, like I said, through level 3, we'll just call the goal met, and we'll just do overtime automatically. Otherwise, you have the Venmo, the PayPal, those options available to you, and we'll hopefully get a phone call here to handle the whole car business situation. Let's get back to this. Now, it's not the first time they've been stolen from by the Bears. Have you guys thought of maybe not
Cheer
ordering
100.
DoorDash?
Here's the thing. Hello.
Not now, Jake. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Fuck off.
37% of the way through the hype train. Evil Gandhi jumping in into the chat. Good to see you, Evil Gandhi. Just start smoking cigarettes, and you can practice blowing smoke rings all the time. Taste Fairy? No. I actually stopped smoking cigarettes by smoking weed. I switched from one to the other, and I will not go back. If I put down the weed, I will put down the weed, but I will not go back to the tobacco. Good. You know what it is? I should start smoking marijuana cigarettes. There's a quote.
162,000 views. He's very good. Many getting a kick
Cheer
out of
100. Can we talk about boobs
bear.
again?
But
Dear Butch with 100 bits, can we talk about boobs again? We can play the... I mean, we could call the bear boo-boo. Boo-boo stealing the food. These people are boobs for allowing... Again, the boobs, the bear. I don't know. Are we done with the bear? I feel like the bear...
Gutierrez left with an empty stomach and a lesson. No more fast food on the front porch, as this encounter was a little too close for comfort.
Before they leave the house and they open the door, they check the cameras.
Again, nobody... Because, again, the family is aware of this. Nobody warned you, by the way. Food might be stolen by bears. Thank you for the... I mean boobs of one color or another. Furry, not furry. Are bear boobs any different than real boobs? I don't know. I've never touched bear boobs. I didn't mean that like it sounded. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck it. Just stick your foot all the way in your mouth, man. I mean, that's the speed of the show today. That's where we're at. Let's do it. Alrighty, so the bear steals Taco Bell, and in a news report tomorrow, we'll find out the bear shit himself to death. It was a completely avoidable death, boo-boo. All right, anyways, so we have not one, but two videos of the saga of, or no, the Spirit of Discovery, I guess. The saga of the Spirit of Discovery or whatever is someone's weird way of being like poignant or something. I must have misread. Anyways, let's boop, bang, boom. Here we go.